Hello Aries, welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning to the channel, welcome back. For those of you who are new, welcome. I am Nicole. It is lovely to have every single one of you. Just want to say a quick thank you to everybody who has subscribed, liked, donated, and commented and booked personal readings with me. It is greatly appreciated, and I appreciate and send love to all of you, so thank you for that. So Aries, this is going to be your September 2023. Let's turn this on. Ooh, bright lights. September 2023 reading. This will be for your sun, your moon, your rising, and your Venus cross watcher. Bear with me as we adjust here. Cross watcher, if that is you, welcome to the channel as well. Remember, guys, discern the messages accordingly. Do not force things to fit if they do not. If not, check your other placements and maybe, just sometimes they resonate, sometimes they don't, right? You never know. So Aries, let's see, anything else? I don't think so. So, oh, if you guys are interested in personal readings, you can check that information out in the description box below and the About section of the page. Also, you can go to holisticallyzenwv.com for a full list of products and services, as we are working towards vamping that up some more for products. So, a little bit of congestion, early fall allergies, I think. So, Aries, I was meditating a little bit before your reading. Spirit said that there's challenges on the horizon for you, and we're going to dive in and see what that means. But I also feel like this energy is, Spirit is saying, profound in the way that it's going to challenge you. I would say by the end of Mercury retrograde, you're going to see that things are not, your perception is going to be different. We'll put it that way. Okay. So it's very interesting information, I think, as we'll see how this reading plays out for you and how those two correlate with one another. So yeah, we'll go with that for certain. So Aries, happy full moon to you, as we are sitting in the full moon in Pisces as of today. And Virgo season is here upon us. We've got multiple planets. I'm talking upwards of 7 in retrograde space right now as well. So, across the board, there's a lot of challenges. Ask for help and patience is there, and it's arriving to you in due time. Spirit is also drawing my attention to communication as well. So, I talked about just now that, maybe 3 weeks out, and that's pretty much where Mercury will start to go into that post-shadow phase. So during this time, you may find that communication is a very difficult thing. Healing. I want to say, I forget what sign had that card the other day. Healing. I do feel like transformation is taking shape for you guys in the sense of the mind, of the body, mind, and soul. It sits out on that card, but the mind space. I feel like you're trying to reconcile or reason yourself to aspects beyond you. So we'll see what comes out here. All right, for Aries, please, Spirit, compassion and miracles. I feel like for some of you Aries, you're starting to settle into more of an emotional phase of life too, and that may be where the mind is kind of tripping you up at. That you guys are a fire sign, obviously, and with that you work through those passions, right? It's about the passion, the vitality of what feels right to you, but it's disconnected from the emotion. So it's healing old childhood wounds as well. Maybe some clinginess, maybe you're clinging on, codependent, maybe the person you're dealing with. I mean, we've all got codependent tendencies from time to time. I think in general, we all share certain things. So celebrate, healing and celebration. Spirit, there's the messages that have been coming out have been so random and all over the place. So I would say for the majority of you, there's a message in here for you somewhere. So, tune in to the end and see what pops up. I feel like this is about your self-worth too, attached to this healing, that even if you make small strides, that it's a big stride, and especially when it comes to your emotions, Aries. So, maybe if you felt like you couldn't be emotional with somebody or something, all of a sudden maybe you say something that's been on your mind for a really long time, and it's something that you typically wouldn't say because it puts you into an uncomfortable phase. Don't be down on yourself. Allow yourself, 444 just a second ago, allow yourself to open up to that phase. Allow yourself to feel in that phase, to, even if it wasn't a massive step, any progress being made is a cause for celebration. It is a cause to be like, hey, I'm proud of myself. I've made some kind of forward progress that for 50 years, and I don't know why 50 is the number, but 50 years, I never could be in this place. So Aries, this could be for my older Aries, later in life, whatever you want to call that. But where you've been detached from things. It's almost like you think about fresh start. I love it. When you think about like celibacy, right? Like this might not be the best example, but this is what they're giving me, so we're rolling with it. Celibacy, maybe, spread that into areas of your life. So if you've been celibate, we'll call it, in your emotions, such a weird analogy, but we'll take that. If you're opening yourself up to an emotional space, that is a cause for celebration. That is a cause for a new belief. And with that, Spirit is also directing me that some of you may be coming into an awareness that maybe your belief systems, and I'm getting Taurus Hierophant energy there, that there's a rebuild of structure of what you believe in, what you put your faith into. And Aries, this may have come out before for you, I think in September or in August, and here we are in September doing this again. So it's like you really, with all these planets in the retrograde space, Aries, I know, like, I've been looking into different things and researching and dive into the astrology quite a bit sometimes. There are certain ones like Pluto that are affecting all of us heavily, right, in some degree. Most of the ones we're seeing truly affected are like Taurus and Capricorn right now. But I do feel like these movements, these heavier planets that are causing major change for all of us, or a major awareness for all of us, for you, it is also in small doses, though, that it's across the board, that they're all affecting you somehow, despite what I've read and what I've looked into. But it is creating that massive change. And check out the Neptune in your, if you got, your Neptune in your chart, check that out, because they're also drawing my attention to that as well. So, all right, let's see what else is going on here, Aries. Aries for the month of September, please. These are the mantra cards. Aries for September. Hearing inner guidance. You may be struggling with that inner guidance. There is a voice within you that is asking you to wake up and pay attention as well during this period of healing that you're going through. It's about opening your heart and your arms to be the receiver, to be in a space of that healing. Inner guidance, my intuition flows whenever I am still. Aries, you guys tend to be go, 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 go. And I can tell you, Aries rising in my chart, like, we do have a hard time just being still. But if you're constantly in this space of go mode, it's really hard to sit with the emotions, right? Because we're not feeling it, we're not present, we're not aware, we're just in this space of going. But, and don't put, and I'm going to say this with this celebrate, don't put too much emphasis on what you're doing in the day-to-day realm. And when I say that, it's like, obviously we all have responsibilities and tasks, but the thing about that for you is that if you have a to-do list, right? Like, granted, we all need some kind of structure to help us get through things sometimes, but I feel like your emphasis is being placed on what you're accomplishing in a given day when it comes to, say, let's say housework, working on your vehicle. Who knows what it is. But it's like the emphasis doesn't need to be spent on those things as much as it needs to be spent on the inner you. Find congratulatory celebrations, processes, whatever, however you want to describe it, in a space of opening yourself to the third eye perception, of seeing things differently, because that awareness is going to be very different cause for celebration than just achieving what you can in a single day in the physical 3D realm. Spirit is guiding you to open yourself up to the possibilities elsewhere. So demystifying the darkness is the other card. And we've got my shadow shows me where my love needs to be sent. Again, going back to being in a space of awareness within, right? That intuition that's speaking to you, the healing work, reminding yourself that with every little step that you take, progress is absolutely being made. You are moving forward. It doesn't have to be profound change overnight. The best things don't happen overnight, right? It takes time. And as you're moving through this space, Aries, recognize that it's the integration of the worlds around you. It's pulling all of these things in and sitting with the lessons so that this fresh start can be had. It says you're being given the opportunity to begin again. Allow yourself to embrace this new life and open up fully to this gift that you've been given. Celebrate those small steps. No matter what those small steps are, celebrate those. And if it's opening yourself up and healing, then allow that to be the thing. Okay, very, very important. Aries, hang on. I'm going to turn this air off because it's blowing right on me here. Give me one quick second. Okay. All right, guys. Sorry about that. I had to turn that off. I forgot that it was even on. All right, so let's dive in. Let's see what else is going on for you guys. Some past, present, and future energy, Aries, and go from there. So be kind to yourself. I feel like you're getting to these phases, and you're kind of holding back a little bit, pausing as you make these movements. It might just be a matter of you trying to process, right? To kind of reason with what exactly is going on around you at any given moment. Trying to decide. It's almost like you're going full throttle and you're stopping, and then you're going full throttle again and you're stopping. So, you know, it's just going to be, I think it's just going to be one of those kind of months. Like, I hate to put it that way and so vaguely, but still. All right, Spirit for Aries. What else does Aries need to know? All right, let's see. So the underlying energy is the sun. We've got the yin yang balancing energies, right? You know, the sun, we'll start there. Is the most beautiful card in the deck, period, point blank. Like, there's nothing but beautiful new beginnings within that. The yin and yang is finding the balance, carrying connections. Again, that heart space, allowing your heart to open. Deceit being the next card. I will say to you that it is going to require a lot of strength for you to move forward in the next 3 weeks. You may have seen something playing out around the time of July as well. As 7 sticks out prominently here for me. Self-deceiving thoughts, patterns, trying to control and operate from a different space. Somebody else, and I'm going to say this, and I hate 1, 2, 3, 4, by the way. I hate the fact that, like, you know, we move through life and you might find that other people around you are have underlying motives to your new beginnings. If it's not serving them, how do these beginnings work for you? And they may not want to see you succeed. So just be aware that there's spirit is directing my attention to difference of opinions on how you do this. You do what feels right for you. Just make sure that you're not operating from the space of the ego as you make these movements forward. I don't feel like this deceit energy is yours to be, you know, be completely forward focused. Like, you've got this fresh start. I feel like you're trying to embrace that. But something outside of you is kind of like interfering in some capacity or trying to interfere. I talked about that Hierophant. There it is in the reverse as it comes out with that yin and the yang. The challenge to this for me, for you guys, is very simple. That you have to get outside of those ideas or belief systems that you have been in. And I feel like, as much as I don't have the tower here yet, on the other side of that, like this is like a tower kind of moment for you, that the way you've seen things, perceived things to be, how you got from A to Z is, you may be hearing things, acknowledging things. These retrogrades may be sending in some very valuable lessons for you at this time. And through that creates what feels like a tower moment, because it becomes very uncomfortable for you. All you know at the end of the day is you just want to be happy, right? Like, you want to be happy, you want to be in peace, you want to be in love, you want to be in all these things. But part of it, what has got you to this point that hasn't worked, is what's got to be changed, what has to be different, what structures need to be brought to the ground so that you can have this new profound beginning in a space of balance. That yin and yang is the duality. It is the masculine and the feminine energy. And for some of you too, Spirit is directing me that you may be having a hard time balancing those energies within you. I don't think this is anybody else. I think this is within you. And some of you may have struggled with mother issues. You may have a mother who's codependent on you. You may have had a codependent relationship with a mother figure in your life. And it's requiring you to take a deeper look of maybe, even though these people, right, when we talk about the mothering aspect, we're conditioned to believe, right, that we're supposed to have this mother role in our life and this father role in our life, and we should be able to rely upon these people for years and years and years to come. When those structures break down and we realize that we've had toxic patterns or relationships with these people in our lives, it almost makes you feel like an orphan, right? Like, well, this is the way that it's been, and this person is in my life, and they're my blood, or whether they're not, it doesn't matter. But this is the acting role that they have played for me. It may feel to you like you have to accept some maternal role in your life so that you feel like you are ultimately connected as a family unit in some degree. This is asking you to understand that wherever you find that you're struggling with that masculine or feminine energy, and it doesn't have to be a mother, right? It could be father energy that encompasses more as what, well, I can't talk, damn, Mercury retrograde, that they just encompassed more of that nurturing energy to some degree in that realm, right? So in that, and I know this is kind of all over the place, Aries, but bear with me, that you don't have to have that role or that person that plays that role in your life. Because it ultimately, when we look at the mother, she's the nurturer, the carer, the giver, the love, the compassion, all of those things, that you are capable of giving this to yourself without relying on somebody else to play that role in your life, whether it's a spouse, a friend, an actual mother, a stepmother, whatever it might be, that you have the ability to give yourself the nurturing that you need without relying on someone else to hold your hand. And that can be really difficult. I do feel like for some of you, Aries, this detachment in that sense has started to take shape for you, that you're beginning to recognize that it's been a struggle. So it's not that you're not making that forward movement. It's just there's an understanding of it. For some of you, for others of you, there's not been that understanding yet, and you're going to come into acknowledgement of this in the next 3 weeks. For others of you, you're in this place of cat hair, oh my god, I can't get away from it, that you have to find a true value of acceptance in how these roles are not working out, and it's not about them, it's about you and what you're able to give yourself. When we talk about your intuition, between that healing and that celebratory energy, there's that awareness for a lot of you that this is a thing, that our connections are not what we thought they were. But I will also say, with this caring connections and celebrate there, that it's also about the fact that you are, when we talk about celebrating, we live in a space of gratitude. We're happy, right? We feel that profound existence. And that 5 breaks down to the change, right? It's the change that's happening and taking place throughout this. This particular person that you may be dealing with in your life could be coming back around, and that maybe where this deceit is coming from. As I said, Aries, this is outside of you. This isn't you. But it's like you're trying to nurture these things, but you're also recognizing that something needs to change. So one more clarifier, please. The High Priestess, there's your intuition, right? She is the revealer and the keeper of secrets. You may also feel like you have been 5 conflict. You have been let down by this energy in this regard. I do feel like maybe for some of you, you're dealing with a wife or spouse. Doesn't have to be a wife, right? But you are dealing with somebody else in your realm, whether it's friends, family, whatever, that they're showing up in this High Priestess. It's weird, I got the chills. They're showing up in that role to an extent, but they're giving you tough love. Very interesting. They're giving you tough love through this. So they're there to support you, but they're not doing it for you anymore, or you're not allowing them to do this for you. And this could be, again, I do feel like for some of you it's one way, and for some of you it's definitely the opposite of that. So again, it could be you stepping outside of this and cutting somebody off, or this could also be the other way around. I'm stepping outside of the situation and cutting you off. Discern it where it fits. But it is bringing in this openness of healing and this intuition. It's calling you to understand those partnerships that you have and how the structures of those partnerships have not worked. It could have been manipulating. And at some point with that Hierophant in the reverse and the High Priestess, the Hierophant, we trust their judgment, right? We are aware of their higher authority. You may also have seen where this authority in your life, or what authority they thought they had, was manipulating a situation at some point as well. So, and then what's it lead to is this conflict. It's an internal struggle, it's an external struggle as well. So what is this caring connections about? It is going, Aries, I love this. This is the Two of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Nine of Swords in the reverse. Again, this is about the acceptance of new partnerships and letting go of the old partnerships. I do think that you are stepping into a new balance of life that is going to protect you in the long run. And underneath that, we've got the Moon, though. It's, again, finding the acceptance of the situation. Like, you're moving into these new partnerships, and I think over the next 3 weeks as these new partnerships develop around you, the worry attached to the past is going to alleviate in a lot of ways. Understand that this was fated and destined. Whatever this situation was, it was fated and destined for you to move forward in a different capacity, in a different role. Becoming more independent, even though we have the Two of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles here. There are parts of this that you're waking up to. You're seeing where patterns and behaviors start to play out. Like, there may be people around you too that are still sitting in a very much a shadow aspect of themselves, but you're becoming more aware with this intuition that's speaking with you. I feel like those messages that are coming in of this awareness may be very subtle. So hence the 3 weeks to help to unfold all of this as it's happening for you. It's working with you and not against you. Please remember that. But it's taking that time to really work through to see. I think for some of you too, the next 8 days may be very important as we move through this full moon. You're going to start to see how even in these new partnerships that you have, and it doesn't have to be love, but it's a healing centered, that you're recognizing things, right? It's like if you ever had somebody lie to you for the first time, you learn not to trust them. The trust is broken. And it's watching those patterns play out. If they continue to do it after saying, I'm sorry, then you know that there's a manipulation in that. It's not coming from an honest, loving space. And it's kind of the same thing. So this could be, again, I want to really emphasize behaviors. It's got to do with the behaviors of people. And you start to decipher and see through that it's not what you thought it was. But that in itself, we go back to that celebrate. That is progress that you've made. And you need to congratulate yourself for it. I almost feel like, for some of you, you get down and out going, oh God, here we go again. Like, why are we doing this again? But you have to recognize that it is part of your growth. It is part of your healing. It is part of where it is that you are heading. And that in itself is a recognition that you deserve more than low-lying, low-vibrational energies. You deserve people that meet up in connection with you. That caring connections and that Two of Cups is one and the same to me. It's leading you to your Ten of Pentacles. You are going to find more value in the partnerships that you have while learning how to release the anxiety attached to that for you. The road and the path, they're saying, is not clear yet. You're still going to have these little challenges, and I think, I talked about that when we opened the reading with what Spirit gave me, that there will be bumps and such along the way. You have to be accepting of that because, again, it's teaching you, it's showing you, it's helping you to heal where it is you're heading. So this deceit, what is this deceit about for the sign of Aries, please? You've got the Page of Pentacles in the reverse, the Judgment card. What's this deceit about? The Death card in the reverse. I think what this boils down to, Aries, and I'd seen the world at one point in the reverse, somebody doesn't want a cycle to end with you. Somebody doesn't want to close this out, and I think you're going to have to make a judgment call. If you're going to have this fresh start, if you're going to change the direction in which you're going, it's like you need to take a back step. You need to step back from a particular situation so that you can open yourself up to new processes. Someone has required you to make a judgment call on this. And it's almost like the two opposing sides is that duality we talked about, right? It's like, you want to move forward into a new space. This person does not want to. They want to keep this cycle open. They think they can come back in and manipulate it and join you on this new start that you're heading on. And I remember Oh, I can't remember when it was. Feel free, Aries, to go back and if you haven't listened to the other Aries videos, go back and listen to those, because tarot is timeless, right? Like, we can set the intention, but everybody's on a different timeline, essentially. But you are assertively aware that the communication that's coming in is for their benefit and not for yours. And you're going to see those little things as they try to reignite certain aspects. But again, you're starting off with new partnerships, new relationships, new things, renewals of things that do feel better. But someone else is still kind of hanging out in the background, trying to find their way back in. So if you're making forward progress, of course they want to jump on the bandwagon, right? Oh, now I see. Now I want to invest. And what, until the next time something shitty and shady goes down? Pay attention to the people around you, Aries. That's going to be very, very important as you move through the month of September. But again, over this time period of the Mercury in retrograde, you're going to really start to become aware subtly. And that's where you need to pause. That's where you need to be aware. That's where you need to celebrate the little epiphanies that you are having. This full moon, it's all about aha moments. Oh shit. How did I not see this? How did I not know? Oh my God, I never would have expected that. Be open to that energy. Be open to it. Make the judgment call that you know is best for you and move forward from that, because someone is trying to hold this up. So you do what you need to do for you always. All right, we're going to get the Kuan Yin deck, get you guys a little bit of advice. I know that reading is a little bit all over the place. I think they've all been, because there's so many aspects that are surrounding us at this time. So hopefully you gained some insight and clarity through this reading. That's always my goal. So, all right, for Aries, please, Spirit, what does Aries need to know for advice? Shuffle. All right. I hope you guys are doing well. Gosh, my phone's going out. Okay. For Aries, please, Spirit, what does Aries advice? There, it popped out. Okay. The Yin Empress. The Yin Empress brings peace, prosperity, and success to her beloved devotees. Your soul purpose includes healing and empowerment of the divine feminine. We talked about that maternal, right? That divine feminine energy, the Yin Empress herself. You gain power, assistance, and I can't talk. Fuck, Mercury retrograde. Untold blessings. Let me reread. You gain power, assistance, and untold blessings in following your soul purpose. You are lifted and supported in your sacred work now. Be at peace and you shall thrive. Very simple. It is that feminine energy. Pay attention to the feminines in your life. Pay attention to how they're coming in, what scale they're operating in, and embrace that feminine energy within you that is that nurturer. Know that you can nurture and care for yourself exactly as you need. What you need is going to be given to you. I got the chills again. You don't have to rely on another person. There's no harm in asking for help, right? But in the same breath, you are completely within your own to be able to do it for yourself too. So, especially when it comes to the heart space, we have to love ourselves. If we don't love ourselves, how do we love another one? So back to the self, right? I hope that made sense for you guys. It's always my goal, always. All right, Aries, I'm going to leave it there. If you found this video resonated for you, please hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. You'll get notifications every time a new video gets posted. Feel free to share, comment, keep comments nice. I'll leave those open for as long as possible, as long as everybody behaves themselves. And again, if you're interested in a personal reading, check that information out in the description box below, the About section of the page, or go to holisticallyzenwv.com for a full list of our products and services. I'm wishing you guys the best in September, and I will see you soon. Stay sane during Mercury retrograde. Bye.